Sometimes it's easy to forget what the path or road to success really looks like. We have all these images and stories and videos in our head, and we watch all these motivational videos, and we watch these YouTube videos, and it shows all these big events where, the success, the big event and that people overcome, and there you are, success. We have, we have a lot of videos where people, especially athletes, which this is true for athletes. They're in the gym, they're banging weights around, they're running and put a lot of physical effort in on the track, and this is true for them. That's what it takes for them to be successful. But even though a lot of people, entrepreneurs and other people, go to the gym every day, that's a small portion of their day, and then the real work and effort is them in a quiet room on their own, working on their tasks, working on what it is that they need to do every single day for years to make them successful. Small, boring, in a lot of cases, repetitive tasks, day in, day out. Nobody's watching, no noise is being made. You're sitting in a quiet room on your own, and you have to do it every single day. You have to build on what you accomplished the day before. You have to write down your goals, you have to map out the tasks, you have to set your lists, your action items, you have to check them off, and you have to be consistent over time. Consistency is key. And, even I'm guilty of, so there's a difference between motivation and, persistence and self-discipline. You can get motivated and hyped up quickly for a few minutes, when you watch a video. Again, it's something like an athlete. You see people in boxing, you see someone throwing weights around, you see somebody on the track, you see somebody winning in basketball. It's all very hyped up and exciting, which it is. But not all of us are athletes, not all of us are trying to achieve that. And if you switch it back over to what that looks like for somebody else who's building a business, or trying to become financially free, or trying to become successful in their job, or get a new job, or pass an exam, what that looks like is, it's very different. A person sitting on a laptop, or sitting in a room with a book, or with some papers in front of them, reading over and over, putting in those hours every day, and just looking at what they need to look at. Doesn't look glamorous, it doesn't look exciting, it doesn't look like anything that you would watch for a long period of time. It probably doesn't make for a good motivational video if you're watching that person, because it's not explosive, it's not dynamic. It's them sitting there, being still, putting in the time, effort and work. And that's what it looks like. And it can be hard, after 6 months of doing that, you can be tired, but maybe you have to do it for 6 years. In some cases, you've got to do that day in, day out for 6 years, and try to improve on your actions and processes and everything that you're doing day in, day out, and grow. And that's the challenge, to stay consistent, to stay disciplined. Because it's easy to lie to yourself and tell yourself you're doing better than you are, but you have to be able to see it like it is there and then. You have to be, even though it's subjective to you, because you're looking at yourself, you have to try your best to be objective. Look for feedback. Look for feedback of people that, maybe know about these things. Or, if you don't have a mentor, can't get a mentor, you got to read. Read from people that have written books that you would like to mentor you, people out in the world. You have to look for inspiration from them. Look for the path. How did they do it? Find somebody that's done or doing what you want to do, and model them. You have to do what works, and also mold that into what works for you, because not everything is going to be cut and paste. You can't just copy and paste from somebody and do exactly the same thing, because your mind doesn't work the same way. Your emotions are not the same. If you could just flip a switch and be like that person, well, we'd all do that. But you have to take these tasks and try and apply them into how you think. And if the way that you think is broken, or it's not helping you achieve the results, then you have to try and alter your thinking. That's very hard to be self-critical like that. Really look at yourself and say, okay, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? And what can I do to improve on both? Improve the weak areas, or get help in those areas for somebody that's, better able to do those and achieve those tasks and help you with that than you are. And also build upon your strengths every day. So it looks a lot less glamorous than what we might see on Instagram and YouTube, but that's the biggest part of it. And the failures that come along with it, you have to welcome those. Because if you're really trying to push the limits and do something, big for your life, something challenging, something worthwhile, you're gonna fail. That's a part of it. Yeah. You will experience failure. If you don't experience failure, well, you're not trying anything. What you're trying to achieve is obviously not too difficult. So it's not really a stretch. It's not a lofty goal. Maybe it's not even an exciting goal because it's easily achievable by anybody. So who cares? So. And I'm, not who cares, but it's obviously not really challenging you that much. So if you're going to do something big, expect to fail, but learn from those failures. That's the important part. You have to take that feedback. Failure is feedback. And you take the feedback, you figure out how you need to change and adapt and overcome, and then you try it again. And you try it again, and you try it again, and you keep trying until it works, until you succeed. The only time you actually ever fail is when you quit. You fail 5 times, and you say, right, that's too much, I can't do this. And you quit, well then, you have failed at that point because you've accepted failure as the only outcome. When probably on attempt number 6, you would have been successful. And a lot of people give up just at the wrong moment, just right before they're about to succeed, or right before they're about to get the combination to the lock. And that's the thing you have to keep in your mind. You keep going until you make it happen. It's as simple as that. You can't keep somebody down if they won't stay down. If they keep getting up, eventually they're gonna get what they want. Because the power of will is everything. If you have that, if you have the will to succeed and the conviction to always push forward, no matter what, and take the knocks, take the failure, take the feedback, you will be successful. But you have to be willing to deal with, all of the adversity that comes along with this, and sit in the room and go through the monotonous, repetitive tasks that you have to do daily. When the excitement has worn off after a year and you don't want to do it, but you do. You have to do it, so you do it. It's doing the things that you have to do, even though you don't want to do them, and you do them every single day. Stay consistent, stay disciplined, and don't give up until you achieve what you want. And once you start to see those successes over time, that you've been able to push through these things and achieve what you want, that gives you confidence. And you say, well, I can do this, and this is what it takes. You start to have a clearer picture of what it takes. And that feedback, that self-guidance and that feedback mechanism that you have, then knowing that, okay, I'm going to start this task or project and I'm going to fail most likely in the beginning because it's a difficult thing that I'm trying to do, but I'm going to push through each one of those, knowing that it's going to take me a certain amount of failures to reach success. So success, the path to success, is a series of failures followed by an event at the end, which is your success, if you stick with it long enough. Don't quit, don't give up, just keep going until you achieve what you want. And that really is the formula. So it's not as exciting as people might want it to be. It's not like a big movie with lots of explosions and stuff, and excitement and lights and fanfare. It's just you showing up every single day, trying to improve on what you did the previous day, and sticking with it until you get there. And if you do that, you will be successful.